Yay! It's that time again. It's time for drinks with Dee Dee
And John
and John.
for a jolly old show.
Love you.
I love you.
From the United Kingdom, from the UK, from London, actually. We are in the heart of London. Deep in the heart of London.
We're staying at Trafalgar Square, which is beautiful.
It's right over there.
And our window's like a flat because it's like multi-layer. I guess multi-level. A multi-layer would be a cake. But but it's great. It just really.
Why's it called a flat if it's not flat? There's two layers like a
two
cake.
flats. I don't know. I just think the way it's designed, it looks like a really cool apartment. And they gave us a lovely room.
It does. We were going to try. I wasn't crazy about because this is actually what's here. We wanted to do it out the window, but we'd have to move furniture around, and that wasn't going to happen. And so we tried weird backgrounds. Excuse me, and everything worked except you could see through stuff like the hat. You could see through the hat. Anyway, since we last spoke, we had the government shut down. What are you doing?
Just let me do it. I love you.
Since we last spoke, the government shutdown they've shut down the shutdown. They've shut down Schumer's shutdown. And they've shut up Schumer with the shutdown and shut down Schumer's shutdown. I kind of like that. A little alliteration goes a long way. But the shutdown is no more. And of course, now people, all the government agencies are trying to kind of get back up to speed, which apparently is a bigger problem than any of us had imagined, because this time the government was shut down by Schumer for far longer than it had ever been shut down before. And all the while, kicking and screaming and complaining and lying, quite frankly, about what was going on in the world of the Republicans. And it just amazed me that they kept doing that. And they're still kind of trying to, you know what, there's a time when you can try to save face, and then there's a time when you need to just say, you know what, I lost my face, I need to shut up. Well, I'm sorry, Schumer and the like, you need to, and what's his name, who's the FBI guy? Shifty Schiff. Adam Schiff just trying to pretend. Now they're mad at their own party, which I think is pretty funny. They're angry. Oh, I'll tell you why I'm wearing this later. They're angry at their own party for ending the shutdown. When all the way up until when the shutdown ended, they were saying that the Republicans could end the shutdown at any time, and it was all the Republicans' fault. Obviously, now the majority of Democrats, I think only how many? 7? Can we have a conversation?
Yeah.
I think seven Democrats. Hopefully, I think that's the right number. We needed 7 to come over and vote, and they did. Now they're all angry internally about those Democrats. So it sounds to me like one party really wanted the shutdown to end, and one party really wanted it to continue. And it sure seems to me like it was the Democrats that really wanted it to continue. Why? Because they wanted to give free health care and a cell phone and dental work and a Frisbee to illegal aliens instead of documented Americans, instead of documented immigrants to our country. Because remember, those are the people that were being screwed out of benefits as well. Not just John and Sally Smith. This was this was Enrique, and this was Esmeralda, and this was a bunch of folks from all around the world who came to our country legally, which is a melting pot. I mean, my God, President Trump offered people $1,000 a person to deport themselves and then come back the right way. Where's the wrong in that? Ooh, there's a song. Where's the wrong in that? You're just gonna pipe in. You gotta say something. Why are you shy?
I'm not shy.
Then say something.
No, I'm just listening to you.
Well, I'd like you to contribute. Have you seen the name of the show? You have top billing.
I'm drinking in Tom Collins, by the way, gin, and John is drinking a gin and vodka drink.
Well, I'm drinking a Vesper. Vesper, not a
Vesper.
Vespa. You ride a Vespa, and you drink a Vesper. This is the James Bond.
Do 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 do. You know, one time it popped up that people thought John would be a good James Bond. And we just heard that Clint Eastwood, that they had offered him the job, or they were considering him for the job.
Oh, they offered him the job.
So he's like, no, I think it should be a British actor. And I agree. I love John. I think he'd be an amazing James Bond, but it should be British.
They also offered him Superman, which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah, he's skinny.
Well, no, not when he was doing Every Which Way But Loose and all that.
Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh. So I'm wearing that hat because I feel like I just feel more cosmopolitan when I wear that hat.
People like
and I was expecting it to be cold. What do I look like? What? I don't speak.
I'm having a good time.
I don't yet speak Dee Dee.
Yes, he does.
Sometimes.
Exactly.
So anyway, we are here in London. I wear that hat because I think it's just a little more cosmopolitan. And a little more badass. It's just a little more badass. You know, around here, I don't want people to think, oh, there's a guy. Oh, we got off the train. And immediately some guy came up to me and said, you look like you have a kind face. I said, don't let it fool you.
Because you knew what was coming next.
You look nice. I'm not.
Give me some money, bud.
No, he was going to try to sell us a tour somewhere or some sort of a thing. But we had a wonderful ride. We spent a couple of days in Manchester. Here's some pictures of us in Manchester.
Very nice. We love Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
But London, you know, many times is voted the best city in the world. And you can see why, because there's so much history here. And keep
talking. I got to fix this here.
Trip, we have not felt unsafe, because I was a little worried about that, because people are like, oh my gosh, you're going to London, you're going over to UK, it's unsafe. But there was only one time that I was annoyed. We went on a bridge, and everybody was selling stuff, and they wanted to give you a ride in a furry vehicle.
It was a furry,
not really a vehicle,
furry pedal
like
bike.
It had a pedal bike or a three or whatever. What are those called?
Rickshaw.
Yeah. Oh, horrible. And they're shiny and they're furry and they're gross and they're smelly.
They look like they needed shots. They look like they needed their shots. The vehicles, not the people.
London has been beautiful, except for that little jaunt across that one bridge. It was really horrible.
It was really weird.
And John's like, yeah, let's turn around.
Turn around and go back.
And everything was lovely again. So, yeah.
As soon as we got off the bridge, and it's a bridge right in front of Big Ben.
Oh, terrible.
Which, and you can also see the London Eye from there, and it's quite wonderful. But this bridge is so crowded, and there's it's scary because there's a bike lane, and then there's the cars come by, and they really drive very fast here.
It's no good.
So it's just if you do come to London,
place, just watch whenever you start to go into a bad area.
Just really but it's a beautiful view across the Thames. It's a beautiful river. It's an amazing sight, but it's the most crowded place we've seen so far. I mean, it's kind of like Mardi Gras. It's like that crowded. And, you slip once off the curb and you're in the street, you'll get run over.
Yeah, so it's gritty, and that is a nice word for it. But that was like 0.5% of the time we've been here. The flight was great. The train was great.
Except when we got on the wrong train.
Well, they changed the track last minute. But they were sweet, and I said, okay, we'll just take this train. It was a train that was 20 minutes later, and we're like, what's going on here? But it was no harm, no foul. It was great. It was fine.
Yep, we got on the train and had about a 2.5-hour ride. Maybe it wasn't even that. I don't even know.
Very smooth. You know, they think the trains in Europe are better, unfortunately, than the United States, which I hate to say anything is better than in the United States, but I think they have us beaten in the train department.
Well, the subway is the oldest subway. The tube is the oldest.
Don't want to go there.
No, but it's the oldest one in the world. So they started that notion here. Yeah, there are many. The public transportation around here is wonderful. Mm-hmm. There are the trains. There's the tube. There's the taxi. There's Uber, of course. There's the double-decker buses. There's other buses too. A lot of double-decker buses. Those are fun.
Goes one there goes one right now. Yep. I mean, they are non-stop and they look very clean and a lot of fun. But we prefer to train it or Uber it, or walk it. We just don't want to do the taxis. But the taxis, I mean, there are so many and so many buses. I don't know. But I tell you what, we are going to do tonight, hopefully, we think we have it scheduled, is a dinner tour.
I think we have it
on the
overscheduled.
Thames. Yeah, a dinner tour on the Thames, which will give us a tour of the city from the Thames, and I think it'll be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll let you know next week.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
So let me go ahead and do the hat giveaway, if I may.
Okay.
So people have time to think about it or look it up or whatever. So I'm giving away another beret. I love this beret. It's beautiful. It's like stone colored.
So sad.
And it's sad. I hate to give away my hats, but I also love to give away my hats.
It's tan.
No, it's like stone colored. It's not taupe or tan because it's kind of grayish. It's like a stone color. I love it.
Okay.
It's beautiful. And again, it's always a double-edged sword for me because I hate to give away the hats, but I love to give them away as gifts so people can enjoy them.
We've yet to run into anyone wearing one of your hats. That's going to be a fun day.
One day it's going to happen.
One day we'll see
because we give them away every week. So be patient if you've not received it yet. You will, because we have to go to the post office and do a whole thing.
And we have to be home to do that. And if you win, by the way, if you win, please remember to send your address so that we can get you your hat. Because a couple people haven't done that.
Yeah, we're like, we send it to them and we put it on the YouTube channel. Please,
on the YouTube,
send us your mailing address, and sometimes they don't do it. I think it's happened twice. However, okay, so here's a question to win the stone-colored beautiful beret.
Stone on the one.
So what state in the United States has the biggest percentage of Brits?
Of Brits? Of
yes,
British
the
people?
British population.
Got me.
What state has the biggest percentage of British population?
And you're asking what that percentage is as well. I mean, people now can just ask Siri. Don't do it.
No, but they will, and that's okay. But at least you're going
to have to do it quickly.
I was surprised by the answer. Actually, we'll find. We'll find out.
Really?
And you'll find out.
That's a clue right there.
Surprised by the state that has the biggest percentage of Brits. There you go. And if you get the answer right, we'll let you know.
Well, it's like the state with the biggest percentage of Germans in the world, right?
Well, Cincinnati, I believe, is the biggest city next to, I don't know, Germany.
Next to Hamburg.
A lot of Germans in, well, look at you. Aw, you look beautiful.
The flame is okie dokie.
Gorgeous.
I don't know. I don't think it's my color.
It is your color.
I'm a pirate. I'm a French pirate. Arr. That's great. And obviously one size fits all. If that fits you and fits me.
That's
terrific.
Yeah, I
those are great.
These are Parkhurst. I love these berets. They're really not that expensive, but they're not cheap either. They're just good, solid berets. And they're a good size. They fit pretty much everybody.
I like your hat you're wearing now, too.
Oh, I love this hat. This was made in London. And it's Helene Berman, I believe. So, of course, I'm going to wear it here. This has been great.
Any kin to Helen?
Maybe. Don't know. Anyway, so we're in London. We're having a ball. And then we're going to our last trip in the UK is Liverpool. John is doing a Comic Con. So come one, come all. Saturday and Sunday.
Dukes fans, come on out.
Just a good old boy.
Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman fans. I had forgotten how big that Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman was in the UK, because of course Jane Seymour's from the UK. But when we were filming that show, people would show up. The whole busload of Brits would show up, knowing every possible thing about Michaela and everybody and Dr. Quinn. So it was quite wonderful. So if you're a Dr. Quinn fan, excuse me, please come out. If you're a Smallville fan, come on out. If you're a Dukes fan, come on out. Or Nip Tuck or any of those things, come on out. We'll have us a talk. We'll chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. Liverpool is great. Of course, we're going to try to get there in time to be able to go to the Beatles Museum. I think that would be a lot of fun.
And there's something called the Cavern where they would perform.
Where they performed, yeah.
So we're going, the Cavern? Yeah. So we're going to try to go there too. So
the Cavern.
So we're kind of touching on the three cities, Manchester, London. I'm sure Liverpool will be wonderful as well. So
Liverpool will be lovely.
Lovely. Have to leave though, because we'd love to stay longer, but things to do back in the States.
Things to do. And this time, the first time in my life that the jet lag thing has really, really messed me up. So we wound up, we had a wonderful dinner last night at the, check this picture out. This is like 4 different kinds
Assorted pies.
of chicken,
Ah,
chicken pot pie, beef pot pie,
mushroom.
mushroom,
And it may be
and
a combo, I think is what it
they
was.
have a fish one. I don't think it was part of the 4, but they were little. Well, there's the
Little
picture.
miniature pies.
Beautiful, 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 and so tasty.
Good.
Wonderful pot pies, and that was at the. Looks like Abercrombie. No,
Admiralty.
Admiralty.
They had-
Admiralty. Yeah.
Because they had HMS Liberty or Victory or something like that. So it's
This is a pub.
nautical theme.
I believe this is a pub that's been open since 1805.
Long time.
1805.
But that's new for London.
Oh yeah, they're still checking them out. They're still newcomers here. They're still
London
imports.
calling.
London calling. So it was great. But we did that, and it gets dark. It's dark now, and it's only 5 o'clock where we are.
Yeah, but it gets dark in New York that way too. At 4:30, it just gets dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
But
So
there are a few things that we have observed. Difference between the USA and the UK.
I'll get back to my story in a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I thought you were done.
No.
Okay, go ahead, please.
So that fixes everything. So it was. So we had our dinner, and then we got done, and we stayed. I thought we stayed rather late, and we got back to the hotel, and it was 7. I was like 7:15. 7:15.
Oh yeah, when we got back to the hotel, we had a drink at our bar.
We had a drink at our bar,
and then
Eric was there.
Yeah,
Eric
was there tonight too, and
delightful.
We got our drinks from the bar.
Got our drinks from the bar,
and we went with gin because gin's London-esque. Tom Collins, and I have it without the sugar, so it's quite tart, but it's basically a gin fizzy lemonade. And of course, the Vesper is quite the James Bond elegance London drink.
Of course.
And what's in it, honey?
Gin, vodka, and Lillet.
Lillet.
My battery is low. Oh, we'll make it though. So we did that. We had the drink, and we stalled as long as we could, and we got back to the room. I think it was 8 o'clock. So we watched a little telly. Looked for Downton Abbey, but for some reason they don't have Amazon Prime on here. But then we both you went to sleep because we were watching it. She was like, she's out. And I watched the rest of whatever it was we were watching. And then I went to sleep. And like that, I went to sleep. And I thought, okay, this is great. I went right to sleep. And then 2 hours later, I'm like, And she's like, I can't sleep. I said, I can't either. So we watched The Twilight Zone. We watched One Step Beyond. We watched a movie that Rod Serling did. And I thought, we're just not going to be able to go to sleep. And this has never really affected me this way before. But usually when I travel, we bring some sort of a sleep aid. I usually call my doctor and say, hey, I'm traveling. Can you give me something to make it so that I can sleep? Because if you get here and you're off schedule, it's very hard to get back on schedule. So we stayed up until, I think, 3:30 this morning. And then she went to sleep, and then I watched a little bit more of something, and I went to sleep about 4 o'clock, and we didn't wake up till 11:30. So because the blockout drapes work really, really well here. Not that there's a lot of sun to block out to begin with, but we woke up at 11:30. We said, "Oh my gosh, we got to go because it's going to get dark at 4." So that's when we took our little walkabout along the Thames, and it was a lot of fun.
And before that, we went to a little pub called Sherlock Holmes. It was cute.
Yes.
And there was something we had like sort of a fish and chips thing, but then we also had
like a fish and chips sandwich.
Yeah, but it was good. And
and the they don't call them fries here. What do they call them?
Chips.
The chips were good. Oh, fish and chips.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it. They were good. And the slaw was really good.
Quite good. But then they had this cheese sandwich, and I swear the cheese was rotten. It was so gross. Sorry, but it was.
It was just pungent.
Very.
It was a pungent cheese. I thought it was great. It was like kind of like pimento and blue cheese had a child.
No.
You know how we used to call it smelly sock cheese?
Yeah, it was smelly sock.
It's a smelly sock cheese sandwich. But I liked it.
Rotten.
It wasn't rotten. I liked it. I thought it was great. It's a
little
rich, very rich for me.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've had here, or even on the plane. I went again. Plain wine was great. Virgin was great.
You wouldn't get a chili cheese sandwich? No.
Not there.
Oh,
no.
We had a wonderful last night. we did we go to the we went to the bar here earlier in the day, I think, because we went to the rooftop.
Mm,
The
that was
rooftop
fun.
bar and lounge. It's not really a restaurant. You can
At
get,
the
I think,
St.
a
James
hamburger
Trafalgar.
at the St. James Trafalgar Square. It's beautiful. We'll show you a couple pictures from that or a video from that, because you can see the London London Eye. You can see Big Ben, which is
Big
great.
Ben, Parliament.
We always thought,
I shared with John. He goes, "Why do you keep saying that?" I said, "Well, because in European Vacation, Chevy Chase couldn't get off.
look, Big Ben,
Couldn't get off the
Parliament.
circle because they drive on the wrong side of the road, and you have to get
They
off
drive on the other side of the
the
road.
other side. Okay, fine. But as soon as we called an Uber and from the airport, and I always get in on the driver's side because John has big guys, so he needs more room. And I got in on the driver's side, but not because I'm thinking America. And I get in on the wrong side. So I was like, okay, right away, we're in London or we're in the UK.
Yep.
We're in
Yep.
Manchester.
So we had a lovely time up on the roof, and we ordered giant corn chili,
Spicy
giant corn
corn.
chili,
And it was really
and
just corn
olives.
nuts.
It was corn nuts. It was spicy chili corn nuts. That you get at a gas station. They were good, but it's funny what they call. And then olives. I had more olives last night than I think I've ever had in one sitting.
Olives are super good for you.
And they were not pitted. So if you come to London and if you come to the UK, then make sure you remember that the olives are not pitted. If they're in your drink, I believe they're pitted. But if they're in a little bowl, they're not pitted. So don't chomp down on one because you'll break a tooth.
So something that I've observed the difference between the UK and US is that
I think it's the K and the S.
the Brits are much quieter. And when it talks about like things you should do in London, but also right after this is things you should not do in London. For one, don't walk on the wrong side of the sidewalk, and don't be
That's a
like
tough
six people across. Because they know you're an American if you're so loud. Because we're loud, we're louder than they are.
Yeah, we are loud.
We are. Well, you're
Also,
don't voice, but they're lovely. They're like,
don't walk
very
like your
refined.
house is on fire and then suddenly stop to do something
no.
on your phone. Don't do that because you'll get run over.
Well, I am an American. Living in America.
I know you
It
is.
feels good.
Ah.
But I will tell you what John and I observed that, we
Are we supposed to walk up the left side of the steps?
I think it is different.
And the left side of the street?
But it is funny how on the street they say go to the right.
No, look, they say look right, look left.
Look right, look
if you
left.
come
it's
here,
like gigantic letters.
You mind that. You mind that. And remember that if it's written the proper way, then look where they're saying. But problem is when you get halfway across the intersection, you see the next one and it says look right, but it's pointing left. But those letters are upside down because that's for the people coming. It's just a little tricky. We don't have that anywhere in the U.S. In the U.S., if you're from Britain and you come to the U.S. and you go to Manhattan and you step out, you're gonna get run over. We don't have anything on the pavement that tells you where to look. Thank God they do here because they've got the double-decker buses, they've got the taxis, they've got
so many double-decker buses,
a bunch of cars, but they've got also the dreadful scooters and bicycles that they rent everywhere in the U.S. They have the Vespa, yeah. Vespa. They have all of those as well, and the just the regular drivers, and they're going. It seems like they're going fast. It's very condensed here. It's very.
And the streets are more narrow.
They're probably going. There's no shoulder really.
None.
So if you're on the sidewalk, if you're on the curb, you step into the street with your foot against the curb, you're going to get run over. So you have to be very, very careful when you come here. You can't be. I mean, I've seen people wandering around with their headsets on and they're on their phone. I think, my God, if I tried to do that for 2 blocks, there's no way I would make it home. So if you come here, mind the gap. Mind the gap. Mind the the density. You are my density.
It's a lot going on like this. And you think
Remember.
in New York,
Back to the Future. You are my
you are my
density.
density.
But you really have to pay great attention to that because there's any number of vehicles that will run you over, and it's not their fault. You know, they have the right of way. Just do not exercise your United States prowess and I have the right of way, and don't do that here because that's
They
what
don't
they
like
will.
that.
That's what they will put on your tombstone.
Yeah.
At least he had the right of way.
Mm.
Don't do that. Want to eat like a local? Sorry, somebody just popped up on there. We're leaning ahead. You gave the hat away. Should I try one of those backgrounds?
No.
Okay.
It got messed up last time.
Only with the hat.
Well, I
So-
have to tell you that, if I may, honey.
Please.
May I? So I love it here because people wear hats, people wear scarves. I do that a lot. And I get, some people are, back home, they're like, why do you always wear a hat? Are you bald? No, I'm not bald. I'm good. I like it. I mean, again, a lot of people do know this, but I had skin cancer. And it got me started wearing hats, and then it stuck. I'm like, it was my thing. And so I wear the scarves and the hats. But here,
So you didn't have 1,000 hats before that happened?
no, I did not.
So this is you've accumulated these hats.
Well, John knows
And-
that because we went back to the lumber yard and you got more to make the hat wall. So we have a hat wall. We have a gigantic place, and on one side there's a big hat wall. So now the other side's going to be a hat wall. So yeah, but in Great Britain, people wear hats, because it's usually chillier, and I mean the scarves.
Have to build another floor for
so
Parsons.
I fit in here in that way. That's great.
Yeah, like you blend.
Well, I'm not saying I blend. I'm just saying, I mean, I don't blend, but for better or for worse. but hats are appreciated here.
They are.
And by the way, we were here during the armistice.
The 2 minutes of silence. That was wonderful. We were actually in Manchester
anniversary
for that.
Of the armistice, and
Yes.
we literally had
11/11.
one of the workers say, "Oh, we're going to observe and we already knew it. We had seen it on the telly.
I hadn't seen it. I didn't know it.
And John did know. I said, armistice. But I have a history degree, so that's like
I have a history degree.
Well, no, honey. I mean, a lot of people don't know that. That World War I ended on November 11th, 1911. So
11/11/11.
So and hey, folks, let's face it. Great Britain just really, really, really suffered.
Yep.
I mean, really sacrificed way more than the United States. Not to take away from our World War I vets, we would never do that.
No. My grandpa.
But
was
there
in
were
World War
so many in Great
We
Britain.
didn't fight that war on U.S. soil.
Yeah,
so,
because of course, London. Oh, these cities. They just had the sirens, and they were just decimated.
And
they dropped the bombs and dropped the bombs. We didn't have that, so our soldiers went back home to a country that was intact.
keep talking, and while she's talking about it, I'm going to show you some statuary that we saw today. So check this out.
And even Winston Churchill, we just saw that. Gosh, I know I'm not going to get it right, but so few people did so much for so many.
No, never before was so much owed to so few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is exactly right, because the British, boy, they just really, really had to sacrifice World War I. So yeah, but they're very good at commemorating that, and I have to tell you, you could hear nothing whenever that went on. Whenever the 2 minutes of silence, done.
Yep.
And someone else had talked about, because we had mentioned this on Facebook, and someone else had talked about they were in London and they were like in the middle of the street, and everybody stopped, the vehicles, everybody stopped everything. So they really do observe that here because of all the sacrifice, because they take it seriously here as we do. But
the red reeds are still. We still see the red
poppies.
Reeds are. Is that what are they?
I think they're poppies.
They're poppies.
I think so.
So they are lying by the statuary in commemoration of the sacrifice of these amazing people, the many people who sacrificed. So we're proud to be here during that time, and I'm glad that I called her Daisy because she was wearing jeans and a red and white gingham shirt, but her name actually was Madison. Yeah, her name was Madison.
The gal that was at our hotel in Manchester said, "Oh, because I think she thought maybe we wouldn't know, because Americans, I mean, look, they do, a lot of Americans like you, and it's many, so don't feel bad about that. But in Great Britain, they know it. They know it because they had many family members.
I know it now. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't realize we were here on 11/11.
Yeah, but she wanted to make sure we knew, so there'd be 2 minutes of silence to
Which I think
remember.
is great. I've always only heard it be a moment, a minute of silence. I think 2 minutes is great.
It was solid. There were no noise at all, nothing. The
No.
whole city just stopped.
Yep.
It's the way it should be.
Absolutely. It should be, and it was. And it would have been nice to have been here in London for that. We got to London shortly after,
We
about
did.
2 hours after. But it was great. It was grand. Like Dee Dee said tonight, we're going to go for a cruise ride
On the Thames.
on the Thames. And that should be fun. We're not quite sure where to get on the boat yet. Well, I don't know exactly what happened there. We lost power, but I have a handy dandy charging device here. So, what were we talking about?
Well, you were kind of finishing up, or
There's
we
a
were
whole
finishing
crowd
up
of people. My
on
goodness.
Armistice. Oh yeah, it's like bustling. When we woke up, John, we were talking about we were having trouble with the change of time and
Jet lag.
and also we can't believe that some of the folks that are going to go to the show are coming in the day before and leaving the day after. I don't even know how they do that.
Oh, some of the Smallville cast.
That's
Yeah, they're
crazy.
coming in the day before. That's
The
insane.
day before, and then they're going to work 2 days.
Somebody, I
all
think
day.
you said, is getting off the plane, getting picked up, and coming right to the event.
That's
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, John will
Although
be great.
that might be better if you can sleep on the plane. I didn't sleep on the plane all that well because I was hot.
It
was hot on the plane.
It was a wonderful
Service was
flight.
great, but
Virgin was wonderful. We really enjoyed it, but it was warm.
yeah.
But then when we started to land, I'm pointing out to John, I'm like, they're cooling it off. So I think they warm it up for people to sleep. But John gets hot.
I sleep when it's cold.
He's different than most. But yeah, no complaints. We have had the best trip because, we avoided all the shutdown drama. And we got right on the plane, thank goodness. And then we came over, and then when we took the train, that was lovely too.
Yep.
The Uber was all of our travel has been great, and I'm sure it'll be wonderful to Liverpool and then back home as well because now the shutdown's over.
Right, but like I said, they are having to gear back up because they didn't know when it was going to end, and of course there were some people griping and complaining that it ended at all because they have such a heart for their paid votes. Now, something else I read, I hope this is true, is that they are, why in the world people who are in our country illegally would be counted in the census. The census.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is beyond me. So apparently in California, they are not going to do that. They're not going to do it in, is it California? No, it's Texas. A couple of states have said that, which to me seems like duh. Of course they shouldn't be included in the census. But that is going to effectively, it's not going to actually redistrict those states, but it is effectively going to change the numbers in the districts that exist, and they are going to then wind up being, imagine that, more conservative. I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. And by the way, I'm doing Newsmax on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Talking about Donald Trump, President Trump.
Saturday marks the 300th day of Donald Trump's second term, and I think that's pretty fantastic. And what I think is really funny is that on X especially, I don't know why any liberal person could possibly complain about Elon Musk because he's given them such a platform. I mean, everything you read on X, there's very few things in the middle on X. They're either insanely right or insanely left. And I still enjoy sparring with the insane left folks. Just as James Woods does. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. And I hope they do too, but I don't really care. I hope they do too. I hope Meathead has a sense of humor. I hope Gavin Newsom has a sense of humor because I've written some things apparently directly to him. Many times when he's like comparing himself to God and saying that people are saying, do you think Gavin Newsom should run for president? What a great ticket it would be. Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris 2028. I say go for it because, that'd be the easiest team to beat as far as I'm concerned. Have people forgotten What Gavin Newsom has not done for the state of California? I mean, what possible accomplishment can he tout for the state of California during it? What? Somebody tell me. Somebody out there has got to disagree with me. What has Gavin Newsom done for the state of California that is actually a good thing? And I'm guessing you're not from Pacific Palisades if you have a good thing.
Well, here is a good thing. The holidays are coming up.
What? Why are you whispering? You're British all of a sudden?
I guess I am.
The holidays
Because I think I'm kind of loud, but here I feel like we have to be like,
oh, like when the plane landed.
here is the Twilight
Twilight
Zone.
When the plane landed, in the States, the plane lands.
Gosh.
As soon as you hear that ding, people, you hear seatbelts.
You won't know this. When you,
It was like we were in a library.
When we land in the stage,
If I experience hearing loss.
Really loud.
I may have experienced hearing loss.
But kid you not, when we landed in the UK, it was so quiet. Everybody's just waiting for the door to open. It was so quiet. I couldn't even believe it.
Well, the person in front of me said, which door do we exit from? I said, I'm not sure, but I think it's that one. I was like, thank you.
I think what it is, they're very much in a protocol. They don't want to be in anyone else's business, just like we don't want them in our business, and they don't want to be. Where in America, hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on? I think it's a little more like that. And you can't like overgeneralize, but I'm telling you, when this flight landed, and this was a gigantic plane.
Ginormous.
It was so quiet. I looked at John, I was like, I cannot believe this. It's such a difference.
She was across the aisle. She was like,
but yeah, I mean, it's just everything's quieter and more. I don't want to
more
say
subdued.
The word, truly, yeah,
more elegant, far more elegant.
Yeah, it is. So we're coming up on. We're already in the holidays, actually, and John and I always like to highlight the turkey because people go right to Christmas. I guarantee you, when we go back to Madison. It's all Christmas.
Oh, and me like a dummy today.
It's all Christmas, for sure. And it's Christmas here, and it's Christmas in Manchester.
Yeah.
People love Christmas, and I get that, but I feel sorry for the turkey.
Well, I said that last night when we were up on the rooftop. I said, well, they've already they skipped right over Thanksgiving. She said, honey, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving here.
Yeah, right. That was the wrong place to say it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, and I guess the 4th of July is out too, huh?
Big time.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, and we're going to have a whole lot more fun the next couple of days. And then, of course, watch Newsmax on Saturday. I think that's what we're talking about before the thing. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be. Who am I talking with?
Rob Estorino.
Rob Estorino.
Estorini? Okay. No, that sounds
Rob.
like
Talking to Rob, not Schmidt, and not
Estorino.
There are many Robs on Newsmax. Interesting. But it's going to be fun.
Good. He's good.
Oh, yeah. I love the folks on Newsmax. And that's going to be a lot of fun.
More in the news here, by the way, is very interesting because the top news item, other than after the armistice commemoration, it's BBC getting fired.
Resigning.
No, I'm sorry. Being sued.
They resigned. The CEO of the BBC
fired,
and somebody else.
The same thing.
They resigned. Yeah. Before, you can't fire me. I quit.
Yeah. It's like,
never give in.
Are you going to resign? Are you going to quit? Are you going to get fired? So clearly the top dogs are leaving BBC, which is a huge deal here because everything's BBC. BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Sounds, BBC iPlayer. I mean, it's all BBC.
And what did they do to earn this dubious honor? They did exactly this is why it's so ridiculous. And I'm sorry, BBC, to be saying this.
I've always liked BBC.
But so have I. And I love BOAC. They had great commercials and great flights. In fact, I liked this. I'm getting on a rabbit trail here. That's water.
Oh.
Rabbit trail here. But way back in the Duke's days, I actually flew my dad and my stepmom over to Paris on Air France on the Concorde. And that was great. But what they did was the exact opposite of what CBS did when CBS edited an interview with Kamala Harris to make her sound intelligent, to make her sound like she was actually making a point. And make no mistake, This wasn't editing for time. They took, and this has been proven, which is why they lost $15 million. I think that's the number. They took an answer of hers from something else and actually compiled a couple of, they edited it so she made sense, because we all know, I just wrote a song called Word Salad that's going to be on the new album. We know that she doesn't make any sense. Maybe she makes sense to her, but she doesn't make sense to us. Okay, Afghanistan is a country that is not as big as other countries because there are other countries that are bigger than Afghanistan, and we know this to be true. Okay, what did you just say? So what the BBC did is they took an interview with Donald Trump and edited it so that he didn't make sense. And you know that he makes sense. One thing, whether you like him, love him, hate him, whatever it is, you never finish watching something that Donald Trump was a part of wondering what he meant.
Yeah, he's pretty clear.
He's pretty clear. And if you disagree with him, that's fine. But you don't wonder, gee, I wonder what he meant by that. No, you don't have any of that.
So bottom line is he's suing
He's
BBC
suing-
for $1 billion.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a
That's
lot.
a lot of money.
He's
$1
making, but he has
billion
to.
dollars.
We've got to, and thank God he is doing it. He did it with coining the phrase fake news. The news has been a propagator of propaganda
Since Obama.
it really since forever, since it started.
Well,
they just have gotten very sloppy about it. You know, they've gotten to the point where they think they are beyond
immune.
reproach,
And you have
above
all
the
these-
law, beyond reproach,
And you
immune.
have all these people going down after Tulsi Gabbard, the FBI. Everybody's being caught for these terrible things, frankly, against their own country.
Yeah, these are crimes. These are not simple mistakes that these folks in the press have made. These are not simple mistakes that Chuck Schumer has made,
You're
that
working
Adam Schiff has
against
made.
your own country.
These people, and you know, they are sworn to uphold the Constitution, and part of the Constitution is the Constitution doesn't care if you like the president. You are not supposed to undermine an incoming president. Hello, Barack Obama. You're not supposed to undermine an incoming administration because you don't like their politics. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to say, well, shit, we lost. We got 4 years to make this right. That's democracy, you moron. We live in a constitutional republic. They're here saying, oh, this is against, no, you are the ones that are against democracy. Everybody knows it, but we're not that stupid. So finally, these people, what is this Shakespeare? They're being hoisted on their own petard. Is that what it is? They are being tried and hopefully convicted by their own words, because we don't have to get them. They can't plead the fifth because it's already, it was so great about all this. It's already documented by the fake news. So the fake news has already filmed all of their lies and deception, and now we have uncovered it. So we saw a couple of days ago. Gosh, I can't remember who it was. It was a senator,
I'm sorry, I'm looking to see how much time we
a
have.
Democrat senator.
Can you let us know how much time we have, Tony?
A Democrat.
To the moon.
Alice, bang, zoom. Oh, a Democrat senator was saying, "Well, no, I don't. Of course, I don't believe in that. Who would believe in that?" And then the guy said, "These are the words that the Democrats hate the most right now. Roll the tape."
I bet.
Because then here comes something where they are saying exactly what they just said they never said. Now, am I saying I've never contradicted myself? Absolutely not. But I hope that I have the predisposition to be able to say, I don't remember what I said before, but I have changed my mind about a lot of things. I may have changed my mind about this. But what's happening is these folks are being caught in out and out lies where they are denying something they said yesterday. Okay? So 15 minutes.
Yep.
Yesterday. So all y'all in the Democrat Party, especially y'all who have made, what do they say? Nancy Pelosi has outperformed the New York Stock Exchange, the S&P 500, by 17,000%.
That's so bad. You're gonna
Some kind of what? Are you just
you're
lucky?
gonna be a gazillionaire and a public servant
Yeah.
legally.
And then you're
Sure.
going to defend it? Come on,
Yeah.
really? And you're gonna go out. Here's the funniest thing about it for me, is this is the Democrats are the party that have gotten filthy, stinking rich. Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill, pardon me, Bill, I know. All these folks have gotten they've gotten ridiculously
And to show that
wealthy,
Obama,
but they are saying that we are the party that wants to kiss the ring of the wealthy. We're the Republicans are the ones who are more worried about the kissing the ass of the wealthy than we are of the common folks, of the normal people. That is such a out and out lie, and people know it now. People know it, especially after this. Now they're whining and crying and pissing and moaning in their cornflakes about the shutdown is over. How can you complain? How can you say the shutdown is hurting good tax paying Americans, and then when it's over say this is an atrocity? How can you do that? How can you think that's okay? Please say something.
I try to.
No, just say it. I don't wait for a moment. I just interrupt. I
Well,
find
I
it
know, but
difficult to
nobody
believe that you won't
cares. Well,
interrupt.
because nobody cares if you interrupt. If I interrupt even one itty bitty iota, these women who are in love with you are like, I can't believe you're interrupting them. Let them talk. And I'm like, okay. So I just kind of wait
Can
my
you say
turn.
something of value?
I will. So thank you, everyone, for your birthday wishes because I had an
Happy
amazing
birthday to you.
Happy
Birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
me.
Happy birthday. Do you stay on the melody, Dee Dee? Happy birthday to you. We
I had the best time. I have
and many
having the
more.
best time. So anyway, I just wanted to thank
It's
you.
your birthday week.
I want to thank you for all the love and all the wonderful birthday wishes. You're so sweet and so kind. And I looked and read all of them because I love that. So that is just, it means a lot. So just want to let you all know that we appreciate the birthday wishes, the thoughts, the prayers, making sure, because a lot of you are like, do you feel safe there? Yeah, it really has felt very safe when we went in that kind of touristy area with the fuzzy bikes and it was a little too crowded, a little bit too much chaos. I didn't like it, and John could tell that, so he got me out of there very quickly.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was safe.
Well, and I'll tell you,
But that was like 4 minutes maybe, but the rest of the trip has been just perfect.
well, it's because I don't know if there's this insane thing that people do in New York on the subway, where they'll push people in
You never
the
know.
path of the subway. So as we're watching these cars go by, not at 100 miles an hour, but probably 25, 30 miles an hour, and you will lose that argument. And I thought, I don't want to walk too close to that's why I worry about what side of the sidewalk should we be on.
Mhm.
But then on the other side of that sidewalk, the little rail that keeps you from falling in the Thames is only about maybe 3 feet high. So it's beautiful. It's brass. I think it's brass or it's copper. Copper turns green when it gets older, right? So it's beautiful, but it's like, I don't know where to go here. I don't know where to be. And it's just too crowded for me to be comfortable.
Well,
So we
mental
got off of
illness
there.
is huge, and
Yeah, but I'm getting so much
people.
better.
And like when people shove someone on the subway, is that someone that's saying no? And here it was so chaotic, and the river's right there. We're on this very crowded bridge. It just didn't seem safe to me. And John could tell, so he's like, "Let's go back." So we did. So it lasted just a few minutes, and then
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes over, 5 minutes back.
and then we're back in Lovelyville, in London.
Where there are no more furry bikes. It's a
Oh,
strange thing.
It was really weird. It was like we were in the twilight zone of chaos, and and I did not feel safe there. Everywhere else, and again, that's like 0.5% of the trip. Everything's been great, but you kind of know when you walk into an area. I think with travel, you just really have to be aware of your surroundings. You just do wherever you are. New York has that, but we know New York very well, so we know what to do there. But in London,
So in my Twillery coat, by the way, I have there's a little pocket with a zipper for your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
right? Or with my fancy band.
Ah.
So I put that in there
And I have my flat
and I
bag
zip it up.
against me with like little flat like flaps or whatever. So
They
now
can cut that strap though and take the bag.
that's true.
But
But we got out of there. But every place else has been really great, and we've had a wonderful time. And again, thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you, honey, for the birthday trip.
you're welcome.
It's just been fantastic, and more to come.
Yep. And you know what else? London is clean. And Manchester was clean. And it amazes me because there are no trash cans.
Oh, that's so
So
weird.
I don't know. I
When you
remember
look at
when,
throwing away trash, you can't throw it away.
yeah, but I don't see people carrying trash.
No, I don't get it. It's a
I don't see,
mystery.
we saw one spot on a staircase that had some trash, but I don't know how they deal with the trash here. So hats off to the system because it's incredibly clean. Somebody will say yes because it rains all the time. Vancouver is clean because it basically lives in a car wash. But it's remarkable. We saw bags of trash in front of a museum, like that had been collected. So I don't know if I don't know. It's a mystery.
And something else I didn't realize that they say, oh, it rarely snows here. It just doesn't snow here and there. Where at home it snows all the time in most places, unless you're in Palm Springs or, certain areas.
It snows in the mountains in Palm Springs. I think
Right.
there's too much ambient heat from all the. It is densely populated
But
here.
it rains all the time, but it doesn't snow. And you know what? For some reason, I really didn't know that. So that was another thing learned. And also that the people here are about protocol and they're very polite and quiet in crowds. So it's the softest crowd I've ever been around. It's the quietest crowds I've ever been around. And when the armistice thing happened, and it was so quiet, literally they
Beautiful.
opened the door at the hotel and it was even quiet in the streets. Everybody just stopped.
Yep,
Just stopped.
that was great.
That was.
So we're headed to Liverpool. Obviously, we talked about that. Then when we come home, we missed the Northern Lights in Madison.
Boy, that was beautiful.
We
I
saw
didn't know it was
pictures.
happening, but I guess it's very rare and it was amazing.
Yeah. So we missed that, but when we get back home, we have to take the motorhome out for a drive because poor guy's been sitting there.
Because if she loves me, I'm into when you said Liverpool, like the Beatles thing.
That was so many words ago.
I know it was. I was slowing down.
Thinking, what does that have to do with
a love
taking a
like
motorhome
that.
on? You should be glad. Yeah. What-
She
keep going.
loves me, yeah.
I can't hit it with
She
a love
loves
like.
me, yeah.
It's a weird chord. It's weird chord.
And I
So we're
didn't
gonna hopefully.
well,
I don't know if we're gonna go to
wonderful.
Abbey Road or not. No, you just stick on the melody, and I'll try to find the harmony. But anyway,
But when
so
we get back to the States, we have Thanksgiving. And then John performs in New York City. We won't probably go back the following year, but he performs in New York
I
City.
keep seeing these things online that Mom Domney is already in trouble, but I don't know. That might just be right propaganda. I'm not saying there's no right BS propaganda as well, because I see a lot of that. But I see these pictures on YouTube, especially Mondami's like that because now it's over before it starts, and I'm kind of hoping it is over before it starts. People have said, you got to give them a break. No, history has already given socialism as many breaks as it's ever going to get.
He's going to be blatantly bad. I mean, don't even worry about that. That guy is going to be blatantly bad. He does not care.
If the governor of New York, who we're not big fans of either, if the governor of New York is saying, well, you really can't do this free bus thing, who's going to pay for the free bus?
He didn't care.
Yeah, he's like, what? So now what seems to be coming out is he made a bunch of promises, campaign promises, in areas where he has no effectiveness. He has no authority. He has no jurisdiction. Now, when he was running, apparently he didn't know that, maybe, but his party should have said, well, you really can't make that because this is what they're saying about President Trump. Well, that's overstepping. This is President Trump or Trump. They don't even call him president. Shame on you. President Trump is overstepping his authority. Well, that's exactly what Mondamni has promised. He hasn't overstepped it yet because he has no authority yet. But it's going to be very, very interesting.
But we're going to
I
be
think he's
watching
going to
from
be, pardon
afar.
the expression, I think Mom Domney is going to be castrated before he gets to the barn. I
Well, we're
really
going to
do.
watch from afar. We have, and I feel bad because we're going to have to post this. We have an event the weekend after we get back in Caledonia, Caledonia,
Caledonia.
Missouri. So we'll do that, and we'll post more details. It's like a toy store type of thing, and
It's going to be a lot of fun.
it's supposed to be John, Catherine, and Tom. We'll see, because Catherine was in the hospital. We
She's out.
believe she's out and doing well.
Now, the
She
reason
is
why
out.
she yelled Caledonia is because I had a wonderful piano player in my band years ago that would stand up for some reason and yell Caledonia. And he'd throw his arm up in the air like that. And one night we were playing Billy Bob's, and Billy Bob's, the ceiling above the stage is the same height as the ceiling above the crowd. And when you stand up, it's only about this high. And he did that and broke his finger halfway through a full set and had to play the rest of the set like this.
So we get back on
I'm sorry
Monday.
that was funny, but it was funny.
We get back on Monday, and then we go to Caledonia, Missouri.
Watch your
I
finger.
believe Saturday, and I think Tom and Catherine's going to be there, which will be lovely. It's been a while since the
Absolutely.
cousins
We
have
are
been
the
together.
Dukes.
So we'll see what happens. And then December 5th, of course, we are in New York to play.
What is the name of the place? Yotel?
Well, it's at the Yotel, yes.
Which is great because I did a tribute, the 30th anniversary, I think might have been 40th anniversary of Grand Hotel.
About the same time.
No, in the same hotel. Well, in the same
Same
hotel.
room. In the same room.
In the same room. So hopefully they're going to be able to put up the
room,
screens and all that
it's
stuff.
The green room 42, I believe.
Anyway, it's a great.
In the Yotel, and it's going to be amazing. And then
My brother Bob's going to be there. I'm
Yeah.
going to invite my brother Mark too. I think
good.
I think they're in Florida at that point. I'm not sure if Sheila. By the way, my stepmom Sheila has a new cat named Ziggy, and 2 minutes named Ziggy. And we sent, gosh, I need to text her because we sent her a kitty cat coffee cup, so that she could have coffee with Ziggy, the kitty cat. Sheila has had a kitty cat for as long as I can remember, and her beautiful kitty cat passed away about a month and a half ago, and she wound up with a 10-year-old beautiful kitty cat named Ziggy. In fact, here's a picture of Ziggy. Hope you enjoy Ziggy, but hope she enjoys her coffee cup. Maybe she can come too. Don't know. The city's a little crazy that time of the year, but we're gonna have a lot of fun. Hope you've had fun.
Room 42. We've only
Green Room 42. We've got a minute left.
And on the 18th, we're going to be in Lebanon, Tennessee, which is very centrally located to a lot of friends of ours.
Doing another Christmas show.
And then stay tuned on the runs. It's going to be very, very, very busy.
And we may be going to Palm Springs.
Yes, we might be. We won't announce that yet, but that's a private event.
Yeah, but I'm very proud of that event. If it happens, I'm very, very proud of that event. So we'll talk about that next week. We'll have that all worked out by next week. Came in through a wonderful, wonderful source.
John,
we'll talk about next week. We'll talk about next week.
Or who it is or whatever. It's
anyway, we...
and also, as we go, please... And thank you for giving us ideas about the tour because we've not forgotten it. We're still doing it. We will hit all 50 states by next July 4th.
And the UK. I just did it. Yeah. That's
she
right.
Me.
Yeah. There it was. What was the question?
What state in the United States has the biggest percentage of Brits?
There you go. Thank you, everybody. We hope you've enjoyed at least some of this, and we'll see you next week. And Eric, the bartender, if Eric, the bartender, is watching this, we thank you. Yeah.
Love you.
Love you too. Oh, it's the timer. Said, where's the dog? It's the timer. Goodbye, everybody.
Cheerio.
That was funny.
Let's go.
Cheerios, Pop-Tarts, and all that sort of rot.